is Elisa with St. Mary's County Library, and welcome back to another Pint-Sized Playtime. As usual, today I will be showing you a variety of different sensory activities best for babies and toddlers. Also, as usual, these activities may get a little messy, so I do recommend either setting them up on the kitchen floor, over a tarp, or anywhere for easy cleanup afterward. And of course, all of these activities do require adult supervision, so be sure you have an eye on your child as they do them. All of these activities are super simple and will require materials you may have lying around your house. First up, we have our sensory bins today. The first sensory bin is something that I thought was super fun and colorful, but very, very simple, and that is a sensory bin filled with stick-on bows. Many of us will have a bag of stick-on bows laying around, maybe tossed in a closet somewhere, but these can make really fun sensory activities. You will literally just put the bows into the bin and let your child play. Let your child crunch them, maybe unravel them, take off the backs of some of them and let them play with the stickiness. Let them experiment between the sticky backs and the ones that don't have them. It can just be really fun and very colorful and something that you don't normally encourage your child to play with. Speaking of things you don't normally encourage your child to play with, this next bin is just a wrapping paper excess bin. So basically what you're going to throw in here is extra tissue paper, extra wrapping paper scraps, extra pieces of ribbon. Obviously, keep a close eye on your child when they play with these. This can give a great second life to some of those scraps or something. Maybe you have some old tissue paper, old wrapping paper, old ribbon lying around that you don't really plan on using, or maybe after you do use them, just throwing them in a bin and letting your child play is a great second use for these items. It also, if say you're wrapping presents and they want to get involved, it can be kind of fun just to give them a little sensory bin to play with, as long as you are also keeping an eye on them, as I said. Speaking of wrapping presents and your child wants to get involved, I would suggest setting up a wrapping station. For this, you're just going to need some wrapping paper that you don't mind them using, some boxes or some objects. You might give them kind of strangely shaped objects as well, and some tape. If you're comfortable letting your child use safety scissors and they're old enough for that, you can also give them those, but you can definitely do it without the scissors. You just give them some tape and some wrapping paper and some random items for them to wrap. This can be fun because it doesn't have to look nice. This is awesome because they can just play around, see how they can cover the object, experiment with what works best. Maybe they need to use two pieces for one. Maybe they need to cut or rip some for another object. It doesn't have to look nice. It can just be a fun experimental playtime for them, and it can definitely build some of those motor skills and some of that critical thinking that is really important. Obviously, this isn't great for babies, but it's definitely great for toddlers and older children, just to encourage experimental play. So stepping away from the wrapping supplies, we have glitter calm down jars or glitter sensory bottles, depending on what you want to call them. These are super simple. You're just going to grab an old bottle or jar that you have lying around. You're going to fill it mostly with water. Then you're going to let your child pick a color, and you're going to add the food coloring of that color. And then you're going to add some glitter. I made the mistake of putting red glitter with red food coloring, and you could not see the glitter at all, so I went back and added silver glitter, and the contrast made the glitter visible. So I definitely would suggest picking two colors for your sensory bottles. These are great calm down, maybe, quiet corner toys, because they can turn them upside down and watch the glitter fall, and as they do so, kind of breathe in, breathe out, and focus on calming themselves. It's a very nice calming experience to just watch the glitter fall. It's not too much about, experimental play or, contrast or any of those kinds of skills. It's really just about calm, quiet, and you just watch that glitter fall, then you turn it around again, and it's supposed to just be soothing and calming and something for quiet time. Next up, we have something for older children. This is mostly for older children because you are going to be taking some mints. So I have some peppermints and some little spearmints that I am just going to take a bin of water. Can be cold, can be warm, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to drop the mints in. This is really cool because you can watch the mint dissolve, and it's going to create different swirling colors. It actually looks really cool when you watch the red and the green come off of the mint and kind of spiral around it. But then you can also take a skewer or a straw or anything like that, or even your finger, and just let your child kind of move the water around, play with the spirals that the spearmint and the peppermint are making. And it's just a fun little activity. They can splash around in the water, they can mix the colors together, they can push the mints around. It's just an interesting, pretty different activity that they can take part in that you definitely wouldn't do every day. You can also crush up some of the mints beforehand and dump those in after the whole mints and see what kind of difference that makes in how the mints dissolve in the water, what kind of colors they make, what kind of patterns they make, do they do the same things or not. And finally, we are going to be using cookie dough as a sensory activity. Obviously, cookie dough molds and you can roll it in a ball, you can make really fun shapes out of it, all of that. But cookie dough is not usually taste safe and good to eat. As you probably know, the eggs and the flour in the cookie dough do not make it safe to eat. So you obviously don't really want your little one playing around and having a sensory activity with something that might go in their mouths, obviously, because it's cookie dough, but that you don't really want them to eat. So we are going to be making some edible cookie dough today. So the main components of why this is edible cookie dough is that there are no eggs in the recipe and that you are going to heat treat your flour. To heat treat your flour, you're just going to put your oven on 350, lay the flour you need to use out on a baking sheet, and let it cook for about 7 minutes. This should kill all of the bacteria in the flour, making it safe to now consume. You will then make cookie dough as normal. I will leave the recipe I used down below. I made the funfetti sugar cookies. The pink sprinkles basically turned my dough red, but this would be a super fun activity. I got some cookie cutters out. You can roll it, you can mold it, you can really just let your child play with it without worrying that they're going to eat too much of it and get themselves sick. So those are this month's sensory activities. Please tag us in any photos or videos you might take if you are doing these activities. We would absolutely love to see them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next month. Bye!